I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media. We are back with Aaron Jensen from the City of Waupaca and Ron Sari from the School District of Waupaca. And we'll start out quick. We gotta get Aaron out of here pretty quick. And the first thing we'll talk about is Drug Take Back Day. That's a big convenience for our residents to be able to safely and securely dispose of unused medications.
Yes, so we have a drug take back day. The police department actually does this, I think, twice a year, Josh. Is that right?
Yep.
And I think some of the higher times they collect like 40 some pounds of old prescription medication.
About that.
It is. That's a lot of medication. So if you guys basically, if anyone has pills in their cabinet that they were prescribed, it could be, last month that they're done with, or it could be 10 years ago that they just haven't used, but they don't know what to do with it. This is an event to collect that. Obviously, dependence on some of that, some of those drugs is a problem, and the less accessible it can be, the better. And they have done a great job doing these events for a number of years. The next one is this Saturday, April 22nd, and it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's in the front lobby of the Waupaca Police Department, right on South Washington Street. So we would encourage anyone, if you have those laying around your house, drop it off, get our numbers up, and it'd be good for the whole community.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff getting flushed down the toilet or thrown into a garbage can.
No.
Good point. Exactly.
The other big thing going on a couple other big things going on, but the next one is public open house for the new city public works facility, or the project. Leading up to it.
So the public works facility is going to be starting this May. So what is it? April 19th. So very, very soon. And that is one of our biggest capital projects that the city's ever embarked on, from just going at it yourself standpoint. There's been some collaborative things with the county and state and such. So this is going to be, this will be constructed, as a reminder, at Habercorn Field. There's a nice little write-up on it on our website. You can see renderings and such. But most importantly, and what you were getting to, Josh, is there's a public informational meeting that people are invited to. It's an open house style meeting, and that is from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. this Friday, April 21st. So anyone can come during that time. It's in the basement of City Hall. Or is it in the lobby or the basement?
Library meeting rooms.
Library meeting
rooms. Still in the basement.
Okay. We talked about two locations. All right. So basement of City Hall. And we will have reps, obviously, from our public works crew. Justin will be there, our public works director, helping answer a question, but so will Barry Entos, who is the architect engineer, as well as Myron Construction, who's the construction contractor. So everyone will be on hand to help answer questions. I think specific invites were sent out to some of the neighbors to make sure that they know of the opportunity, and we'll look forward to educating everyone on that.
And then the last big thing on the city side this Friday is electronics recycling. That's from 10:30 to 1 at Swan Park. Most electronics are accepted at no cost. A few do have a cost, and those would be TVs and monitors, microwaves, dehumidifiers, small refrigerators, window air conditioners, and then the very large copy machines all have a cost. And then they ask that you don't bring smoke detectors, thermostats, thermometers, full-size refrigerators or freezers, central air units, light bulbs, or batteries. But pretty much everything else is accepted. All the details are on the city website. And if you have specific questions before Friday, the phone number for details, 920-955-3760. And then just a couple of tips for the event. There's always a large line at the start. Everyone wants to get through right away. So if you don't want to wait, come at about noon. Noon to 1's usually the slowest, and you can get in and out quickly over your lunch hour. And as you come through line, there's staff and volunteers that will unload your vehicle. So just keep your vehicle running, have it unlocked, ready to go, and that gets you through really quick. So that's this Friday, and weather looks dry for it. So that's good.
It's been pretty successful, hasn't it, in the past, Josh?
Yeah.
You guys have
there's a average like 20,000 some pounds at each event.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So drug take back, electronics recycling, in time for spring cleaning. So go over to Ron. First thing we want to talk about, you've been going down this path of school security, the upgrades you're doing, both with the referendum, without the referendum, single point of entry. And with that single point of entry, your school receptionists are going to hold a key role on making sure the people entering the building, taking a look at all that, and they are going to be getting threat assessment training. So what is that exactly?
Yeah, the threat assessment training is, we're having some specialists come in and help our secretaries, especially the ones in the receptionist role, to have some skills and things to look for when visitors come. There's behaviors, there's strategies to look for things or things that are missing. So they're going to try to teach our people that, and so that they can employ it. And then we want to have some follow-up trainings after the fact so that they can come back with questions after they've implemented these strategies.
And then
Some
the
of it,
last,
Josh, it's one of the terms that will be hit on in the training is called left of baying. And nobody here in my organization knew what the heck is left of baying. And so I looked into it a little bit, and it's training that the Marines came up with from Afghanistan in the early 2000s, dealing with behavior assessment, but looking for, you have a baseline, like if you're a Marine and you're going through a street, you have a baseline of what typically exists, and you're very observant and aware, and you're looking for anomalies, things that should be there that aren't, or things that are there and shouldn't be. And some of it's having to do with individual behaviors, facial expressions, mannerisms. Obviously, if somebody has a gun, right, that's in things are red flags that pop up. So that left of baying is a training that started with the Marines and went into law enforcement, and now it's in the corporate world as well, helping people that are trying to vet others. In our situation as a receptionist, vetting people into a building or not and interacting with them, on making a decision, do you let this person in or not? Obviously, I always err on the side of safety, but it's an important job. Now, how often will it happen where we have some crazy person? They're very slim, right? But we're investing all of this money into, from the taxpayers, into a single point of entrance. So we need to do the best that we can as we vet people before they come in and look for things. And in order to do that, we need the experts to help us be better in those areas. I'm going to personally take part in it, and some of the other administrators are too. So it's not just our secretarial crew. I just want to grow and learn more about what we look for and how we do that.
very good. And then we'll close out with some fun news. The Rotary Club of Waupaca is partnering with the school to bring a reality store.
Yeah, it's called Reality Store, but it really should be called, excuse me, my phone's ringing over there. It really should be called something like simulated reality life experience. It's a financial, kids are given almost like a fake life. Okay, you're going to be working this job, you have this many children, you have this, and that. They're given a scenario, and the scenarios are different for different students. And then they go around and have to pay bills. They have to plan for the future. If they want to work more hours, they can go and take 10 more hours a week. Everybody has to work 40 hours a week, but they can get up to an additional 30 hours per week. So, and it's about financial planning. It's about budgeting and planning for the future. And, it was interesting getting a lot of feedback from the volunteers as well as the students. I interviewed one student. He's a senior. He's a really neat kid. His name is Robbie Milk. And Robbie says, well, I do own my own business. So he went a year or two ago and created an LLC on his own. He just researched it, and he's a quick study, and he created his own business and does his own taxes and does his own bill paying. And And I said, well, what did you think of this reality store, this reality experience that we're doing today? And he said, yeah, it's great. You know, I did pick, he told me about all of his experience, which is more than most high school kids have. But he also said, you know, I really think that we should be learning this in all of our classes. You know, this is good stuff: financial planning, investing, getting an IRA, uh, what kind of life insurance should I buy once I'm out of the house? You know, the different kinds of rent, where I live, and, you know, how do I work toward getting a luxury home if that's what I want, instead of living in what the lower rent options in this experience. And I thought that was pretty insightful. That's, you know, for a high school student, recommending we infuse these concepts throughout our entire curriculum is wise, and I really thought it was pretty good.
Well, hopefully this is a good eye-opening experience for your kids and helps them long term.
I think it's a good step in the right direction. With COVID, we haven't done it for the past 3 years, so it's good to get back to this annual event. And I want to take Robbie's input and work with our team to get this infused in other classes, so it's not a one-day thing and it's done. But also to maybe work on preparing the kids before we come to the day, and then have some follow-up activities in class afterwards, you know, reflecting on it. What did we learn? What are some takeaways as well for the kids in the classroom with staff?
Very cool. Well, Aaron, Ron, appreciate the time to get the community up to date, and we will talk again soon.
Have a good
Thank
one,
you,
Josh.
Josh.